Have you ever noticed peculiar details in your old photos, such as strange silhouettes? After all, even a seemingly harmless photo or recording may conceal secrets. That's what today's episode is about. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications to receive our new videos. Let's start with a frightening image I found on the Reddit website to get the slightly scary atmosphere. The image shows 3 men in formal suits, 2 aliens, and a faceless person. This picture spread quickly on the internet, and there is a theory that the image belongs to the Rockefeller family and that they communicated with the aliens. But you realize that this is the internet, and it is very difficult to understand what is true and what is not true. So let's move on. I want to share the story of the most well-documented case of paranormal activity that took place in Enfield, England. This won't be just a random photo or the words of one person as evidence. I'll provide a full news report and eerie sounds that could scare even the most skeptical person. In August 1977, a single mother called the police to report something mysterious and truly incredible happening in her house. She claimed to have witnessed the furniture being moved, and 2 of her 4 children, Margaret, who was 13, and Janet, who was 11, heard a knock on the wall. The mother claimed to have seen a chair shaking or sliding without anyone intervening. The neighbors joined the investigation and also supported the mother's claims. They reported witnessing girls rising and things moving on their own. This was just the beginning of the strange occurrences. I would attribute this roar to something supernatural, such as an evil spirit. According to the mother, the scariest thing was that this sound kept them awake for several weeks in a row and constantly frightened them. When there are a lot of paranormal things around you, it cannot be of special interest. Of course, specialists from different countries joined the investigation, and their verdict was surprising. They considered the mother to be a liar and claimed that she was helped by her daughters in everything they did to make money using fame. However, this house is still very popular. Sometimes they give tours there, and according to tourists, they feel the difference inside it. This Scottish photographer, who remained unknown, always had unique tastes. Taking classic pictures was not his style, so he set off towards the abandoned houses in one of the parks in North Ayrshire, Scotland. After spending an entire evening there, he returned home and began reviewing the shots. He was shocked when he looked at one of the pictures, as he noticed the presence of the ghost of a mysterious girl watching the photographer from the window. Look to the left side of the picture. It's common to experience eerie occurrences in abandoned places. People often hear unexplained, frightening sounds or feel a presence, but capturing a ghost on camera is extremely rare. Despite the scary face of the ghost girl, the man is thrilled that he was able to capture it. He shared the snapshot with all his mystery-loving friends, sparking a new discussion. By the way, I forgot to mention that the photo was examined several times by experts, but they were unable to find any evidence of tampering. No one has ever seen any modifications. The fear of ghosts haunting an apartment in the middle of the night is a common nightmare that persists through generations. These fears often take hold of us at a young age, but as we grow older, they tend to fade away, which isn't necessarily a good thing. This is the story of the individual who posted the photo online. They woke up in the middle of the night, feeling as if someone was watching them from the hallway. They left their room and turned on the light, but saw no one there. They then heard a clearer sound coming from the kitchen. Reluctant to go there, they took out their camera and took a picture, only to be shocked by what they saw. The photo revealed a figure with a face that looked like a human emerging from behind the door. The individual had no hair, and their skin faintly glowed in the dark. In 2008, photographer Nelson Buck received an order for a new business project. He was tasked with taking 2 or 3 pictures of a nearby English farm. While working on the project, he unexpectedly captured a photo of what appeared to be a real ghost. The spirit of a young boy. Local residents had long spoken about the ghost of a young boy who reportedly drowned in a nearby river and whose soul has not found peace to this day. The photo was taken in 1908 at Lakeview Elementary School in Cortland, Ohio. When the photographer developed the images, he noticed that many showed strange distortions, which was unexpected. He planned to retake the photos, but a fire broke out at the school on March 4th of that year due to a malfunction in the heating system, causing the loss of the illusions. Sadly, all the children in the photo died in the fire, except for one whose image is not distorted in the upper left corner. It's hard to explain how all the faces are distorted except for the child who survived the fire. The United Kingdom Ministry of Defense received news about an amazing photo taken by an ordinary girl who claims to have seen strange lights in the sky. She also included a drawing of an alien being in her message, but it was either lost or safely hidden by the authorities. In any case, the girl's report included evidence. She saw the aliens land near her house and visit their old acquaintances who always behaved strangely. One of the acquaintances had head problems and stopped communicating with neighbors. However, people continued to care for him, and the girl was the only one among them. Before noticing the lights, she observed non-human creatures coming out of her neighbor's apartment. After the previous incident, it was only a short time before more news about the aliens surfaced within the same circles. This time, eyewitnesses captured a clearer image of the flying ship, allowing the ship's shape to be determined. The witnesses chose to remain anonymous to avoid drawing attention to themselves. However, they provided valuable information about the ship, describing it as approximately 30 meters long and capable of rising vertically above the ground. Unlike a regular plane, it lacked wings, a tail, and an engine. Additionally, after ascending into the sky, the strange object traveled at a speed beyond that of any modern means of transportation, further fueling the alien theory. Do you think these pictures depict the same person, or are there special effects involved? Surprisingly, the girl in both pictures is the same person. Her name was Anneliese Michel, and she was born in Germany in the 1950s. Her father, Joseph Michel, grew up in a very religious family, and 3 of her aunts were nuns. His mother hoped that he would continue the tradition. The son only partially met her expectations. After returning from the war, he became Joseph, a carpenter and a student of a priest. His mother, Anna, was also religious. She gave birth to an illegitimate daughter named Martha and blamed herself for it throughout her life. Martha's death at the age of 8 from a serious illness convinced Anna that she was guilty and was now paying the price. At her wedding with Joseph, she covered her face with a black veil out of shame for giving birth to an illegitimate child. The arrival of their first child changed everything. Life improved, everyone was happy, and Anneliese grew up in a strict but loving environment. She had friends, and everything seemed good in her life until the age of 16. Suddenly, during the semester, she began to feel unwell. Her classmates noticed that she entered a trance-like state, and she was sent home during the night. She started having seizures, during which she bit her tongue forcefully. Her parents were very afraid, but the worst was yet to come. These seizures kept happening repeatedly, each time becoming more dangerous. The girl seemed to be possessed by the devil, but an electrocardiogram showed no changes in her brain. Her religious parents, believing it to be the work of the devil, sought help from the priests. The priests accepted the invitation and started working on the situation. They expected the condition to improve immediately. With each session, the condition worsened. Look at her current state. After several sessions, her condition peaked in 1975 and started to deteriorate. The attack on religious symbols became evidence of Anneliese's satanic possession within the Catholic community, and the family took extreme measures. They refused traditional treatment and gave their daughter to the priests, but there was not enough time to perform other rituals, as the poor girl had passed away and was found dead in the morning. If demons are truly capable of inhabiting people's souls, then this mother should start paying more attention to her daughter than her phone. While the mother's attention was distracted, her daughter received orders from a demon and asked for her help. It is still being determined where the sound originated from. What was the intention behind it? The mother seemed startled, as seen on the surveillance camera or by her reactions. She was so shocked that she called in exorcists after seeing something. Although the story did not receive official confirmation, according to the neighbors, their friend's face and behavior changed drastically after that day. She transformed into a devoted mother, caring and willing to give up electronic devices no matter what, if it means keeping her child safe. I'm not sure if this is true. If I were in her position, I would consider moving to a different apartment or asking for help. Less than 10 years ago, this photo was taken on the coast of Japan. The man, who is also the photographer, decided to take a picture of his daughter against the backdrop of the beautiful sea. However, he unintentionally captured something mysterious in the photo. If you look closely, you'll notice something behind his daughter's legs, a pair of black shoes. When the photo was shared online, locals immediately bombarded the man with various theories about what happened. Now I will share some chilling supernatural events that occurred live and are sure to give you goosebumps. Dolls. What could be more closely associated with the supernatural? We are all familiar with the movie Annabelle, but did you know that dolls can exhibit strange and frightening behavior in real life? For instance, a woman named Debbie Merrick purchased a set of 3 dolls, after which bizarre occurrences began to plague her family. She blamed one of the dolls that she brought to the morning TV show. The doll appeared on the broadcast and started swinging on the chair by itself. Can you believe it? It started moving on its own without anyone touching it. Could this doll be cursed? Her husband woke up one time and noticed strange scratches on his body. Who do you think might have played this prank? If it wasn't the doll. Anyone who has a doll at home should be cautious. A few years ago, the people of Honduras were shocked by what happened on one of the morning shows. The announcers were sharing breaking news and chatting when something unusual occurred. The glass on the table began to move on its own, sliding across the table as if being pulled by a magnet, even though there were no magnets present. The tables were transparent, ruling out the possibility of hidden magnets. The paranormal activity soon stopped, and the glass came to a halt as well. None of the presenters noticed the movement, but others watching the show did. One of the presenters seemed a bit confused by what happened, but managed to maintain composure. When watching a football match, if you're a fan, pay close attention to the stands and areas outside the field. Sometimes, strange figures can be seen running around. For example, during a shot of a player preparing for a free kick, a strange figure can be seen running near the field at lightning speed and then disappearing. Many people attribute this to a camera defect or a piece of cloth on the lens, but the figure was captured from a different angle, and it appears very sharp, unlike a piece of cloth. Another eerie video from a football match shows the goalkeeper preparing to throw the ball into the field. However, some supernatural phenomena occur in the stands as a person rushes across them at an incredible speed. You may think he is a fan. The figure appears transparent as it moves easily between people who cannot see it until they notice its presence. Let's move to another stadium, this time in the city of London during the warm-up period before a football match. Instead of focusing on the stadium or the stands, we're looking at the sky. In the video, a sudden flash lights up the sky, followed by the appearance of an orange ball descending slowly from the top. It hovers for a few seconds and then disappears. It doesn't seem like the players or spectators noticed this phenomenon, but it was captured by the camera. Some people think that the light may have come from a drone. While this is a plausible theory, it doesn't explain why the flash disappeared instantly. Additionally, do drones glow in this manner? During an ice skating race in the year 2016, television viewers noticed a mysterious phenomenon. A transparent shadow was captured on live camera, barely visible against the white snow. Upon careful observation, it appeared to resemble a human figure as it swept across the track and the filming field before disappearing behind the camera. The footage was not as clear-cut as previous clips, making it difficult to discern whether it was a light artifact on the camera lens or something supernatural. The unusual and mysterious events that occurred during live television broadcasts are not uncommon. You may have already witnessed them, and you will likely see more in this episode as we delve into the scary moments captured during live broadcasts. This phenomenon has become increasingly popular in recent years. During a live internet broadcast, the broadcaster was speaking to the audience when some eerie events began unfolding in their apartment. First, one of the doors abruptly closed on its own. Then, the lights started flickering and eventually went out completely. As the broadcaster moved around the house, a box sitting on the table suddenly flew off. Was this all a stunt to gain more viewers? Or could there have been a genuine paranormal presence in the broadcaster's home? In a single video clip, there were several supernatural phenomena. Strange things were happening on the wall and the broadcast device while a man was talking to his viewers. Suddenly, a spot appeared behind him on the wall, resembling a drop falling on the lens. After a few seconds, the spot disappeared as quickly as it appeared. The broadcaster was afraid because he didn't know exactly what was on the wall. Later, the man himself said that he hoped the distortion was caused by a problem with the camera. What are your thoughts on this? Let's revisit the newscast. The footage depicts a woman reporting from a bridge. Neither she nor the cameraman noticed anything unusual while they were working. However, upon reviewing the footage, they discovered that something supernatural had been captured on camera. A strange, dark shadow can be seen hovering over the side of the road. Some viewers suggested that the shadow could be a ghost from the other side of the world. Interestingly, the woman was reporting on a fatal accident that had recently occurred on this road. In the video, a North American website is interviewing a girl when something exciting and scary happens behind her. During the live broadcast, the camera captures the appearance of a creepy and unknown creature behind the girl. The creature suddenly appears, moves towards the girl and the photographer, and then disappears. What could it be? An unknown creature with bad intentions? An animal unknown to the world? A camera malfunction? Or just an ordinary creature that wasn't recognizable due to the poor quality of the camera? The production team visited a castle believed to be haunted, hoping to capture paranormal phenomena. During the filming, they observed a white cloud moving behind the show's host, then quickly flying over the bed and disappearing. Some might dismiss it as dust or a reflection of light, but the way it moved seemed unusual. What if it wasn't just a harmless ghost? Some paranormal phenomena can also affect senior officials. A Sky News video provides strong evidence of this. In the video, British Finance Minister Rishi Sunak is seen exiting a building with a red file in his hands. As he walks behind a parked car and then re-emerges a few meters away, the file in his hands has inexplicably changed from red to green. Notably, Rishi did not stop at any point during this sequence, and the photographer continued filming smoothly. Is there any editing in this video? What happened next? Did we witness a supernatural glitch in reality? The initial story that comes to mind is this one, but some theorists promote another story. They believe that politicians like Rishi can manipulate people and possess supernatural powers, one of which we may have seen in this video. We will now delve into the enigmatic individuals and occurrences that science has yet to unravel. Lori Erica Ruff stands out as a case shrouded in mystery. We all harbor secrets that we keep from even our closest kin, but Lori Erica took secrecy to a whole new level. She concealed so much about her identity that even science has been unable to fully uncover the truth. It all began when Lori married Blake Ruff and adopted his last name. She led a clandestine lifestyle and even asked her partner not to invite his relatives to the wedding. After a brief period of celebration, she made it clear that she wanted to stay away from her husband's family. According to Blake, his wife didn't talk about her past and sometimes behaved very strangely. Their relationship ended when she fell into postpartum depression. Blake filed for divorce after his attempts to help her failed. Unfortunately, Lori committed suicide after their separation. He found out that Blake's relatives had discovered Lori's past by opening her safe. They were astonished to find documents showing that Lori had changed her name to Becky Sue Turner. The safe also contained newspaper clippings stating that Becky had died in a fire at the age of 2. Her supposed parents were not found until 6 years after her death. They revealed that her real name was Kimberly McLean and that she had run away from home when her relationship with her stepfather didn't work out. It's all very confusing. It's still not clear who this woman was and why she was hiding everything. Maybe Lori was involved with aliens or knew something about them. Thor is knowledgeable about aliens and believes that he is an alien who lives on Earth. The first references to Valiant Thor appeared in the book The Stranger in the Pentagon by Dr. Frank Stringer. The writer, who researched unidentified flying objects, claimed that in 1958 he obtained pictures of an alien who allegedly came from the planet Venus. Thor was believed to have the ability to communicate with U.S. President Eisenhower and advise him on the issue of nuclear weapons. It was also believed that Thor played a role in the creation of various projects, including the construction of Area 51. The existence of Thor was supposedly confirmed through footage shown by researcher Phil Schneider in 1995. Schneider claimed to have personally met a visitor from the planet Venus who was collaborating with the American government. The circumstances surrounding these claims and events are certainly intriguing. It's worth noting that Schneider was found dead a year after the information was made public, and 11 of his friends were also killed. It's disappointing when someone ruins your photo opportunity, isn't it? In the case of Jim Templeton, a person entered the frame at the wrong moment, causing quite a stir. The photo, taken in 1964 in Solway, Firth, England, shows Jim's daughter with a man standing behind her who appears to be wearing an astronaut suit. This mysterious figure has sparked a lot of discussion over the years. You might think it was a mistake in the film or that a friend of Jim's decided to pose like this, but Jim claimed there was no one behind his daughter when he took the photo. According to Templeton, the figure later appeared. The first assumption was that all of this was a hoax. But Kodak analysts confirmed that the photo was authentic. So who is he? The man who briefly appeared behind Shem's daughter. Science cannot provide a definitive answer. The construction of the Egyptian pyramids remains a mystery. While there are various scientific theories, there is no unified and confirmed explanation. New theories are proposed and refuted frequently, making it an ongoing area of research and debate. It appears that a man disclosed this secret. The man is Edward Leeds Calnan, renowned for his creation of the Coral Castle in Florida. This remarkable site features a collection of sculptures constructed from limestone, each weighing 30 tons. Astonishingly, Edward managed to transport and arrange the stones using only a single truck. He skillfully stacked them on top of each other and even relocated the entire castle to a different location. Edward himself was small in size, measuring no more than 152 centimeters tall and weighing about 45 to 50 kilograms. Even if he were much larger, it wouldn't provide us with answers. How could a man create something like this on his own? When asked, Edward replied that he had analyzed the secret of building the Egyptian pyramids, but he had not shared his theories with anyone. It seems that mermaids can only be seen in cartoons or movies. However, if you are very lucky, you can meet a mermaid. In March 2013, people sailing on a submarine managed to catch something very similar to a mermaid or another mythical sea creature while diving in the Greenland Sea. They saw a creature tapping on the submarine's glass underwater. Look at its palms. It has webbed tissues for moving underwater. But who was this creature? Is it a real mermaid? What do you think this unknown sea creature is? Stay with us, because scientists have made more discoveries than that. There have been numerous strange and unexplained events throughout history, including the Washington plaque and reports of unidentified flying objects. It may be hard to believe that someone saw something resembling a flying saucer, but when multiple witnesses make similar statements about seeing the same thing in the same place, it becomes more compelling. The Washington plaque is evidence of one of the most widely known UFO sightings in history. On July 52nd, groups of UFOs were observed within the city limits of Washington, D.C., before eventually disappearing. A few weeks later, scientists still hadn't been able to figure them out. At various times, the CIA, the top astrophysicists, U.S. President Harry Truman, and even Albert Einstein himself participated in discussions about the Washington painting, but none of them were able to solve the mystery. 50 years before that, something mysterious occurred in France on the night of December 30th, 1902. While many people were asleep, a strange event took place that was documented in history as the Paris time gap. The pendulum clocks in the capital stopped, and an unusual silence filled the homes. Following the cessation of the clocks in the homes of the capital's residents, many people felt unwell, experiencing symptoms such as nausea and general weakness. This caused panic and sparked heated discussions among the citizens. Scientists were worried when some clocks suddenly stopped. It was discovered that only the pendulum clocks had stopped, while other types were still working fine. Seismic devices didn't detect any unusual activity that night in Paris. However, clocks don't just stop for no reason. Various explanations were suggested, from solar flares to Nikola Tesla's experiments, but none have been proven. The only plausible explanation offered by scientists is that the vibrations in Paris coincided with the vibrations of the dancing clocks, causing them to malfunction. However, even in this case, it remains a mystery what could be the source of these vibrations. Imagine walking down the street when suddenly a passerby starts dancing in front of you. Soon another person joins in, and then another. This isn't a planned gathering, and they don't dance for fun. It's almost as if they're compelled. They keep dancing until they collapse and, in some cases, even die. It sounds like a joke, but this actually happened. It was known as the dancing epidemic. In 1518 in Strasbourg, people danced in the streets for about a month for no apparent reason, dancing themselves to death. Many of them died from heart attacks and physical exhaustion. This is a scary situation, but what is the reason for this strange event? Scientists cannot provide an answer. Some believe that the cause is poisoning with psychoactive products, while others believe it is a special type of epilepsy. Some even talk about an orchestrated religious celebration. There is still no definite answer. That's all. Please let me know in the comments what you liked about this episode. Thanks for watching, and see you again later.